songs and on what you got going on yourself, what worked for you, what's best for you. A lot of people be so stuck on like watching everything and everybody else or looking at social media all day, and it's like they dictate their life off of what everybody else doing.
Right.
You ain't gonna get there like that. You know what I'm saying?
I saw your Twitter rant about people like being stuck on clout. And how do you feel like you don't succumb to being stuck on like what's popping on social media and stuff like that?
I don't know. It's like some shit like it's just in you and it ain't.
Right.
That shit just ain't in me.
You be on there often, or you just don't even really?
Everybody be on social media, but it's like y'all know the ones you can look and tell the ones it's just they live their life for social media. You know what I'm saying?
You know how to
it's like the shit Drake just sitting there around like people having more followers than dollars. And that shit just the honest to God truth. You know what I mean? And some people ain't got the followers yet, but they ain't thinking about the dollars. They thinking about the number of them followers. They want them followers. They ain't even really stuck on the dollars. Like, they want them followers. They want that attention. It used to be called attention. Like, everybody used to want attention. It just translated now to the followers. Everybody want them views and them followers. And it's cool, but goddamn, like, come on now.
I mean, them followers do sometimes turn into dollars.
Yeah, but at the same time, and shit, some people don't know it. That's not resonating with them. They just wanna like be in the mix. They just want talking and gossiping and shit to be going on. Like that shit ain't about it. Gossiping don't get you shit. I don't know, man.
Right. It's
I
like,
might be wrong, but I don't know.
You make it work for you how you want to use it as a tool, right?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
easy.
It's like, don't get me wrong, you get your shit up. It's not like I look at social media, it's all about money. Like, I look at everything about money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you run your shit up, you know what I'm saying? Like, get your money off of it. But a lot of people, they ain't trying to do that. They just want to, like, be in the gossip topics and the gossip situation, and the talk and the attention. Like, fuck the money. I don't know who raised them, where they get that shit from.
Get that up off your mind.
It might just be where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm from Memphis, and it's like everything about paper with us. You know what I mean? It's like everything. You know what I mean? It's like we're going to find the littlest, the bullshittest thing, whatever we into, we're going to go back to the shit. Do we got anything to do with money? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't got nothing to do with money, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
R. Kelly smashed them little girls. And the parents had no problem with it until they realized it wasn't beneficial to them. The industry was in on the illegal, destructive behavior, and then they turned around and used it against him. Everybody wrong. Everybody trash. Lock everybody up.
Have you read the article or heard the allegations? It's pretty bizarre.
No, I haven't. I don't get involved in reading, that, news of, actors and rap artists and that sort of thing, people who act like somebody else. I don't have time for that.
Allegedly, there's a Polk County woman whose family is here, and according to the parents, she's being held captive in this cult-like house. What would it take from them to get you guys to look into that? Well,
certainly we investigate every allegation of criminal wrongdoing in this county. If they're not in this county, we'll then refer them to the appropriate investigative source wherever they think she is. Now, of course, there's been some allegations about past criminal charges, and of course, we can't talk about those victims of crime because sexual battery victims are, with good reason, exempt from public record. However, if the parents come forward and they allege there's a violation in this county, we'll certainly investigate it. If we find there's probable cause, we'll be more than happy to arrest R. Kelly or anyone else who's violating the law. At this time, we've not heard from the parents. We don't see or hear or understand of any allegations of wrongdoing that's occurred in this county by R. Kelly or by anyone else that he's associated with.
Obviously, you know about his past because he was arrested here in Polk County.
Yes.
Does he fit the bill of predatory behavior?
Do you know any time that you hang out with children and engage in inappropriate conduct, we look at that as potential predatory behavior. Anyone who wants to be with someone under the age of 18, and certainly they're as old as he is, and I understand he's someplace in his 40s, that's an issue. But once again, we have to have a victim, Or we have to have a parent who says their child's a victim. And if we don't have jurisdiction, we will find the appropriate investigators to investigate. No one's above the law, and we have room in the county jail if he or anyone else has violated the law.
The parents claimed, I guess, that they met when she was 17. She moved with them when he was 18. I mean, is there anything they could have done or could do?
At this point in time, if that's the allegation, no. There's no law against him talking to or being friends with a 17-year-old. If she was wise enough or he was wise enough not to allow her to move in until she was 18 and there was no inappropriate conduct prior to that, then he wised up from apparently other allegations against him. And at that point in time, if she's 18 or older and there because she wants to be, that's her business.
So the fact that they haven't heard from her, I guess apparently they say they haven't heard from her in a year. Could they file a missing person report? Or?
That's significant if they haven't heard from their daughter in a year and they otherwise have heard from her. You know, my experience is there's always more to the story than meets the eye. And when you hear one set of stories, i.e. from parents, you don't have the whole thing. Maybe there's more to it than we know. Certainly we would check into it. If she's missing from this jurisdiction, we'll take the report. If she's missing from another jurisdiction and the parents are from here and meet with us, we'll make sure that the agency will take the report from whence she was last seen. But once again, she may not be getting along with her parents. She may be there voluntarily and she may not want anything to do with them. We see that over and over. So if R. Kelly started dating her after she was 18, that's not against the law. If she doesn't want to communicate with her parents, that's not against the law. But it certainly would calm down the media for her just to say, hey, Mom, I'm okay, and don't worry about it. Or she could say, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I'm okay, and I don't like you, don't bother me. That would help a lot. But it's her choice.
I'm not on social media. People wonder why Joycelyn is not on social media. We have the right. If we don't want to be on social media, we don't have to. Look at how everybody twists our shit. And his lawyers are going to prove that he's innocent. I mean, FBI came with the same charges. Homeland Security came with the same fucking charges. Racketeering, child pornography. Like, damn, I thought y'all was the smart ones. But y'all still doing the same shit, the same 2008 trial that he was acquitted on. But okay, you're the smart ones. Okay, great. Just keep doing your job. But Robert, that's my baby. And I'm going to always be by his side because I love him. And when you find somebody that you love, you're going to love them unconditionally and that you're going to be loyal to them. And that's not called being brainwashed, baby. That's loyalty. Okay, maybe you need to learn what loyalty is. So I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be at court. And look, I'm going to be staring at the back of his head so hard because I'll be like, oh boy, I can't wait for you to get home. I can't wait for you to get home. Because at the end of the day, I love him. That's who I love. So I'm 21, about to be 22, like I said. If I fall in love with somebody, I fall in love with somebody. If I fall in love with a drug dealer, if I fall in love with a crackhead, if I fall in love with an 80-year-old fucking woman, I have the right to. Leave me the fuck alone and let me live my life. Let me be happy. Can I breathe without you worrying about me? Like, worry about your own bills, worry about your own kids, worry about your own household, because I am good. Please leave me the fuck alone, and fuck you with the sandpaper dick for whoever put my story on the Shade Room. Fuck you. So like I said, we out here celebrating Joycelyn's birthday. All of this was for the cause. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Joycelyn. I love you so much. And this is what I plan to do with Robert before he was locked up, so it's no different that we're going to do it. Of course, I'm devastated that he's not here, but like I said, my man's is going to get out. I know he's going to get home from this. He's going, oh, what? I know he's coming home. That's for a fact. If you're going to hate on me for being with R. Kelly, then hate on me. Be a hater. I'm cool with that. You know how many haters I got? Does it look like it's really phasing me? But I just gotta get this.
You know, you're working with the music, R. Kelly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Robert R. Kelly, the singer, you bitch ass nigga. I got you, boy. Yeah, come fuck with me. This Savage, Tim Savage. Fuck you, nigga. Got you.
I am truly tired of all the.
Today, if attorney Bun Jean get R. Kelly off, He gonna get out of jail and make a good album, maybe write a book. And if she don't, he gonna do his time. And then when his time up, he gonna get out, make a fat album, and or maybe write a book. Because that's one thing you're not gonna be able to take away from R. Kelly. His talent. He makes good music. Ain't nobody muting R. Kelly except the people who don't like him. I listen to R. Kelly every week. I'm not for or against R. Kelly, but he makes good music. And I'm not going to stop listening to his music. All these other people, it is what it is. R. Kelly ain't setting no precedents. R. Kelly's case is just another case on the docket. And concerning all these other people who want to capitalize off his name, all these other girls, if they get, they sell them. If they do, if they don't, they don't. They don't wrote books. I didn't buy the books. Geronda Page sent me her book. I read her book because that was the only person out of everybody that I was interested in. Her and Jim Degaradis. I bought his book. DeClaire is talking about writing a book. I'm not buying that book. For what? Jocelyn Savage is still with R. Kelly. And let me tell you, he need to let her go right now. Because when the time comes, she gonna be on the internet talking about how he did her, what went on, this, that, and the third. And she gonna write a book. Because he's not gonna marry her. That's why I think it's best for him to let her go now. Because she ain't no Rashonna Landfair. And the thing about Rashonna Landfair, ain't no telling what's gonna happen in his Chicago case. By far, she has been quiet. But we don't know what's going to happen in his Chicago case. Ashanti McGee. I wasn't interested in her book. She was grown. Lisa Van Allen. I wasn't interested in her book because she assisted in the situation with Rashonna Landfair. She violated Rashonna Landfair with R. Kelly because at the time she was grown. R. Kelly case is not setting a precedent. Several people have been in the same situation. Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Mike Tyson, T.I. and Tiny, Nelly, Cuban Gooding Jr., Kobe Bryant. The list goes on. And Brian Banks. I read his book. His book was better than the movie. And when you have people to say that this could happen to your son, this could happen to your daughter, no, it ain't. And I stand 10 toes down on that. It couldn't happen to mine because mine will never, and I'm confident when I say this, will never put herself in a position like that. Son either. Brian Banks put himself in that position for something to go wrong. Why are you making out at school? You're supposed to be at school getting your lesson. Not cutting class making out. He put himself in that position. And he had to suffer the consequences. He got off eventually. But look at what he had to go through before he got off. If you don't put yourself in those type of positions, you won't be in this type of situation. R. Kelly put himself in that type of position because he has a fetish for young girls. It is what it is. R. Kelly smashed them little girls. The parents had no problem with it as long as they was benefiting from it or no longer benefited from it. The industry was in on the destructive behavior, the illegal behavior. And then they used it against him to destroy him. Ain't nobody straight. All of these people were unfit adults and or parents. And it is what it is. R. Kelly reaping what he sowed. And if you are a fan, you have to be real with yourself. R. Kelly could have did better, made better choices. R. Kelly could have got help. And if you really love R. Kelly and you're a fan like that, then you know what I'm saying is true. But if you're a fanatic, I get it. You so far up, R. Kelly, you can't see what's real or illegal. And that's sad. It's so sad. It's really pathetic. R. Kelly ain't no saint. R. Kelly did wrong. Those parents were wrong. His assistants are wrong. The government is wrong. Everybody played a part in what's going on. I don't believe everything that those girls say. I don't believe everything that the parents say because they exaggerated. It was a money grab for them. And then they got mad and went against him. If R. Kelly would have made a song with Azriel Clary, her parents wouldn't have been all over the internet or the mainstream media. And the same thing with the Savages. R. Kelly need to let Joycelyn Savage go right now. Because she gonna flip on him. Her parents said she's easily manipulated. Her sister says she's naive. You can look at her and tell she's a little slow. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Those girls are starstruck. Jerronda Pays. Not only was she starstruck, she was clout chasing, and she was chasing a bag. Her mom ain't popped up on the scene to defend her daughter yet. In her book, she stated that she had a terrible childhood. She been getting violated all her life, bless her little heart. R. Kelly's case is surrounded by unfit parents and snakes. And he didn't make it no better. He put that energy out there and they fed off of it. Rashana Landfair parents ate off R. Kelly for years, and she did too. When you have people that'll do anything for money, this is what you get. These are the results. R. Kelly case ain't setting no precedents, baby. He's just another case on the docket. He just happens to be an A-list celebrity who's going through this. R. Kelly was robbed and kidnapped in plain sight. I get all of that. They took all of his money. Why? Because he was too busy investing into his fetish instead of paying attention to his finances. R. Kelly being illiterate, I don't feel sorry for R. Kelly because once he made it mainstream, A-list, he had opportunity after opportunity, decade after decade, to pay somebody to help him better his education. He could have paid for tutors, but he was paying for panties and pussy. And it is what it is. R. Kelly could have did a whole lot better. His first attorney in his first trial stated that he took R. Kelly to go get I think it's called a Bibido shot to minimize his drive. He should have kept getting them shots. I can't understand how a man can make hit after hit after hit after hit for himself and other people and still chose to be illiterate when it comes to his livelihood. All that money R. Kelly made, and he didn't invest into his education, and that's sad. It's so sad. It's pathetic. That was trifling. All the people that stole money from him, trifling. Angelo Clary jumped on Twitter, deflecting again. He mad because he knows that there's a strong possibility that R. Kelly may get off. So he took it upon himself to throw more allegations at their own people that have nothing to do with the situation. R. Kelly's daughter ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. But yet, here we have a grown man who comes to the defense of his daughter on social media, of all places, every chance he get. But yet, he decides to throw R. Kelly's daughter under the bus, insinuating that R. Kelly violated his daughter. Trash. That was trifling. But it is what it is. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, researching this case, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, I haven't found not one person that's innocent who's directly involved. None of these people are innocent. And for the people that are supporting him, I can honestly believe that R. Kelly got some real fans, some real supporters, but not all of these people that are on YouTube, especially, are in support of R. Kelly. R. Kelly is content to them. R. Kelly is content to me. I'm a blogger. I don't take none of this personally. The same way I get on the parents or the attorneys, R. Kelly is not exempt. Because I honestly believe and I honestly feel that everybody that's directly involved is trash. When R. Kelly found out how old Jeronna Pace was, he should have left that girl alone and handled that situation legally. I would have had her arrested. I would have tried to. and her mama. But telling a lie to an extent, is not against the law. When Azriel Clary told him how old she was, he should have left her alone. The day her parents came up there to that hotel and called the police on him, if that was the first day that he had a disturbance with her, he should have left her alone. Same thing with Jocelyn Savage. The day Michelle Kramer, Dominique Gardner's mother, called him, because she said she called him on the phone and told him to stay away from her daughter, that's when he should have let her go. Ain't no coming back. Because evidently it's a problem. And R. Kelly, as an adult, as a man, a grown-ass man, should have realized that. So there are no excuses for R. Kelly. He had plenty opportunities to let these girls go before he got in the situation that he's in. His brothers, they messy too. Carrie Kelly went on the Wendy Williams show 2 decades ago, almost 3 decades ago, and said what he had to say. There are several news articles about his first trial where Carrie Kelly spoke out about it. But now, all of a sudden, they see how real it is. The internet made them change their mind. So now they come in with this fake brotherly love. Because it's definitely fake. If you pay attention to what they're saying on the internet and in these interviews, they know, they are very well aware that their brother has a problem. But they sugarcoat it. Just like some of his fanatics do. Because a fan can be a fan, but a fanatic is something totally different. Those type of people are crazed. They're unwell. And that's sad too. Because as much as I like R. Kelly music, I'm able to say that R. Kelly plays a major role in what has been going on in his life. And I can also honestly say that this trial is a bunch of BS. R. Kelly was convicted on hearsay, public opinion, and past allegations. And this Chicago trial is going to be interesting, so I'm back on board with my commentary. Because it is what it is. I want to see how it all turns out. I've been following R. Kelly's career for years. Decades. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to stop listening to his music. I'm bumping R. Kelly every week. 7 days ain't going to go by without me bumping some R. Kelly. And it is what it is. I'm not muting R. Kelly. To each his own. But when I listen to his music, I'm in a grown folks situation. I ain't in no thinking about no churn, none of that. All this, no, I'm thinking about me. But at the end of the day, Jennifer Bunjean is fighting for her client's freedom, and she has every right. R. Kelly has every right to appeal. And another thing that I don't understand is why were these parents not called to testify? Attorney Bunjean need to break it up. She need to wake it up and call everybody to the stand during his appeal and his Chicago case. Jeronna Pace already talking about she wish she would have never opened her mouth. So that lets me know she ain't ready for this Chicago case. Angelo Clary still online. As we have, Clary ain't put out no music. Ashanti McGee, Lisa Van Allen, they quiet. The Savages, they still online. Talking about writing a book. What are y'all gonna say in a book that y'all haven't said already? If I was y'all, I wouldn't even waste my money or time talking about a book. It's not gonna sell how y'all think it is. And once y'all realize it, y'all gonna be mad because y'all wasted y'all money. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, child. Bad.